Let me take you back to Lagos, where we'll look at trading activities at the Exchange Limited. And Effiong, Ekop Markets editor, is standing by live for me. Effiong, yes, it's been a while. The market is in red. What is playing out?
We see that many of the fund managers and indeed general investors, they take this opportunity to, key in and take some profits out of their investment. In the last 2 weeks, we've seen stock prices, move up at a reasonable level because of big companies and the banks that have been recording huge gains on their investments. And that's actually an attractive window for, designing investors who need money right away to ask their stockbrokers, to take money for them. Don't forget that the effects of inflation is so hard on many people. And so there is this need to hold as much money as you want to be able to meet up the day-to-day expenditure and other transactions. And so we see many of the investors moving to the sales window, and they have occupied this since yesterday. The market was down, highly depressed. Today, again, the index records 0.21%, and we've seen a number of banks, including oil firms, recording losses on their investments. But not to worry, it is the character of the markets.
The shares were oversubscribed. I'm sure you've touched on that too. That shows that this recapitalization exercise will be very interesting.
Yes, that information was given officially by the Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission. And he portrayed that the 5 banks that got a huge lifting in the market were GT, Zenith, FCMB, Fidelity, and I think Access. That's to show that the market has ability to help anyone or any company or even the government agency that wants to take some funds for whatever, either to do infrastructure upgrade or to expand businesses. But the important thing that we want is let the economy, the general economy, be run efficiently and the infrastructure put in place. Then all the quoted companies will have ample opportunities to reward investors very, very well. For now, we are looking into the windows of the banks. The banks are not disappointing at all. We've even seen some of them that we did not expect coming out to give interim dividend to impress investors. Look at what Fidelity has done. Nobody expected Fidelity to come up with interim dividend. Fidelity was not lined up for that action. UBA has come up to also impress investors, giving whole $2 interim dividend to investors. That is to say, there is great expectation what will happen at the full year end when they close registers of the banking sector in December. So we look forward to good dividend from the banking sector. But then we are saying that not only the capital market should show this bosterism, the larger economy needs to also come up to do very well. Tolu?
Thank you so much, my colleague there live for us from our Lagos studios. To enjoy the rest of your day. Asian shares were pinned to a 3-week low today as a housing policy briefing in China underwhelmed investors and property stocks slumped, while the euro touched a 11-week low ahead of an expected rate cut by the European Central Bank. Japan's Nikkei slipped by 0.7%, and China's broad indexes lacked direction after early gain reserves. The Shanghai Composite rose 0.1% and is now trading more than 10% below last week's 33-month high. CSI 300 real estate stock fell 7%, reversing 2 days of gains. Hong Kong Hang Seng was last up 0.5%, but sitting 12% below its more recent peak as investors moved aside to wait for more Chinese government spending and sign of helping its economy. Australian shares also eased from a record high as mining stocks slipped and iron ore prices fell in Singapore. U.S. equities futures wobbled lower after the main indexes closed at or near record levels on Wednesday. Japan's exports fell for the first time in 10 months in September, a worry for policymakers as any prolonged weakness in global demand may complicate the central bank's path to exit years of ultra-easy monetary policy. According to the latest report from the Ministry of Finance, total exports in September dropped 1.7% from a year earlier, missing the median market forecast of 0.5% increase following a revised 5.5% rise in August. Exports to China, Japan's biggest trading partner, slumped 7.3% in September, while those in the United States were down 2.4%. Weak demand for automakers led their export declines for both countries. Imports in September grew 2.1% from a year earlier, compared with market forecast of 3.2% increase. As a result, Japan ran a trade deficit of 294.3 billion yuan, $1.9 billion for September, compared with the forecast of a deficit of 237.6 billion yuan. SpaceX has accused a California regulator of political discrimination after it voted to block the rocket company from conducting more launches on the state's central coast. SpaceX claimed in a lawsuit filed that members of the California Coastal Commission violated the company's CEO Elon Musk's right to free speech and overstepped the agency's authority after members cited the billionaire conspiratorial comment on his social media platform X in denying the bid. SpaceX alleged in the complaint filed in California Central District Court that members allegedly referenced employment practices as well as the use of Musk's Starlink in global geopolitical conflicts. While crude oil prices jumped after American Petroleum Institute reports draw in inventories as U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude rose to sell for $70.58 per barrel with an uptake of 0.27%. Brent also experienced an upward margin of 0.23% to sell at $74.40 per barrel. Bonny Light sells for $78.62 with a price decline of 2.84%. And for the OPEC basket, crude oil dealers are offering $73.58 with a downward price review of 4.66%. Well, that's our show today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. I'll see you again tomorrow live from our Abuja studios, where we'll be talking more around the world of business. Thank you so much. Get busy. Make some cash. I'll see ya.